We live in an increasingly contemptuous and vitriolic culture. It does not matter who you are, whether you are right or wrong, who you stand for or what you stand for. It doesn't matter. The first voices to be heard are divisive, destructive. If you think you are doing a favor to the society with your voices of truth, with your acts of philanthropy, you will soon evaporate into a thin air. You will not be able to stand the test of time. You will be devoured by your hunger for recognition. We live in a culture where we breed greed and foster hatred. Even before we learn to take care of what belongs to us, we were taught to snatch our neighbor's breath. We know very clearly, surely, we know what paralyzes us. But we don't hate it enough. We know what paralyzes us, but we don't hate it enough to change it. We shout for unity, but we don't want to shake off selfish agendas. We demand what rightfully belongs to us, but we shy away from sharing shares. We talk of inclusivity if it will benefit us, but we stay aloof when the affairs does not favor us. I will tell you, we need a new generation of leaders, not extremist in any sense, not a vacuous center that is reaching, not a vacuous center that is reacting to the extremes and has no commitment and no opinion, no philosophy, no ideology. A fence sitter, you know what I mean? Not a center that averages between the poles and compromises. We need a new generation of leaders, a fresh blood of leaders, leaders whose minds are renewed, free from contaminants, whose vision is for common welfare, leaders who have conviction, who have opinion, leaders who have a compassionate heart, leaders who will act as an emphatic center, not a vacuous center, but an emphatic center, determined to stand and march for the truth and for the welfare of our society and of our people. Well, where do we start? Let's sincerely embrace our state of affair. Look at our land. Look at our subdivision, Semenyo. Look at our towns, our villages. Look at our people. Look around our neighbors. We are not okay. Let's not pretend. Let's not cover up. We are not okay. We are sick and we are weak. Let's admit. We are in fact humiliated from all fronts. We are ridiculed by almost everyone that knows us. We are in this embarrassing state of affair because we shied away and because we fail to sincerely embrace our reality. You and I can smartly manipulate data and reports, but I will tell you, manipulation of data and reports is never going to change our reality. Let's not start the blame game and destroy each other with volley of accusations. We have already lost too many precious souls to drugs, to alcohol, to depression, to loneliness. How long, we Rengmas, how long will our people live like orphans? Let's sincerely embrace it. Akaze, ini, my land, my people. Let's not shy away. We need leaders also who will boldly engage themselves, even endanger themselves for the cause of our people. I will quote Martin Luther King Jr. Our life begins to end the day we become silent about things that matters to us. I'll quote him again. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matters. Running away from the reality, shying away from the reality, ignoring our reality will not help us progress and move forward. We need to boldly engage in whatever capacity you and I can, to bring transformation in our land. In fact, the Bible clearly instructs us to engage the world with the truth, to be light and salt. I know truth is offensive to those mired in untruth or to those mired in falsehood. Truth is offensive to those. Which is to say to all of us, without offense, there could be no true citizen in this well-organized, well-structured society that God Himself has established. I quote Dietrich Bonhoeffer, a German theologian, a philosopher, a pastor, who raised his voice against Hitler regime. And sadly, he was executed by hanging at the age of 39. I quote him, Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Silence in the face of evil is itself evil. Silence in the face of evil is itself evil. God will not hold us guiltless. Not to speak is to speak, not to act is to act. Unquote. If we want change, we need to boldly engage our society with the truth that we have, with the truth that we have received from God. As leaders, we not only sincerely embrace and boldly engage the present state of affair, but we need to truly empower those with us and those belong to us. Just last week, maybe 2 weeks back, I was playing football. I cannot play like most of you, but I was playing football with my team, and our team got a chance for a penalty kick. And my friend Ben Lo, who is the treasurer of Rengma Selo, he's the Messi of our team. So football, I look up to him. Football, he's like, wow, my star. I just give ball to him. That's it. My job is just give ball to him. Whenever the ball comes to me, I just pass the ball to him. My friend Ben Lo, he asked me to take a shot. Pastor, Joe, maribi. For some seconds, I was a little nervous, and I was like, me, because there are also other players with me. Me, Moy. He said confidently, yes, you, take a shot. I took a deep breath. Trust me, it's a penalty shot. You know, if I missed it, you know what will happen? I took a deep breath. I gave my best bullet-like shot, and I scored. That moment, I felt empowered. Someone I look up to, especially in the ground, the Messi of our team, someone that I look up to. He trusted me and he gave me the opportunity. As I watch closely how some fathers, even here in Nagaland, from other tribe and even from our tribe, as I watch closely some families, some father and also some leaders, how they empower their children, how they empower their mentees. It is as simple as this. Paribo. They empower their children, they empower their mentees, people that they are mentoring? One word, paribo. Teolowa, hayahi, paribo. You can do it. One word in Nagamis, but has a lot of weight. It means your leader knows you very well. Also, your leader knows the challenges that are ahead of you. He knows you, he knows the challenges, and he trusts you, and he gives you the opportunity to exercise the gifts and talents that you have to face, to handle that challenges. Today we need leaders who will acknowledge our strength, trust us, and provide opportunities for us to contribute to the building of our society. Our prayer for Seminyu district, it's been for some years now. Our prayer for Seminyu district, being delayed is not only testing our patience, I guess. But I believe it is a God-given opportunity for you and for me, our community, to scout out leaders, potential leaders, to scout out potential leaders, to groom and to build a stronger leader, a better leader, a wiser leader, a seasoned leader. If we don't stay united, if you look back at history, you know, if we don't stay united, and if we are not led by leaders who have conviction and who have principle, I repeat that. If we don't stay united, and if we are not led by people who have conviction, who have commitment, who have a vision, our protest, our demands will be but a petulant whining. Baca kantian isna. Our protest, our demand will be like a petulant whining. We need leaders who do not seek to please everyone, but seek to do what is right and what is just. We need to sincerely pray for godly, for God-fearing leaders. We need church leaders who will faithfully shepherd God's flock, who will provide, who will protect the sheep. We need church leaders who will not shy away from speaking the truth, but guide the church of God with prophetic voices. We need student leaders who will not take his or her office as a practice ground for a political career. But we need leaders who will even put his or her career at stake for the welfare of the students' community. We need village leaders, we need public leaders who will love people and use money and develop our heaven, and not love money and use people and abuse people. I quote again Martin Luther King Jr. We need leaders not in love with money, but in love with justice. Not in love with publicity, but in love with humanity. I read again. We need leaders not in love with money, but in love with justice. Not in love with publicity, but in love with humility. We need statements, and not politicians. I repeat again. We need statesmen and not politicians. Let me quote James Freeman Clark, a Harvard graduate and an American theologian. I quote him. A politician thinks of next election, a statesman of the next generation. A politician thinks of the next election, a true statesman of the next generation. My dear family members, courage, not cowardice. Humility, not timidity. God-confident, not self-confident. Boldness, not arrogance. Our brothers and sisters, I believe, deserves a brighter future. I have 3 children now. Our children deserves a better world. And together, we can make it happen if we humbly seek God. Let's fear God and come before Him, the creator and the sustainer of our life. Whether you admit, you don't admit, He is our creator and He is the sustainer of our life. Let's come to Him. Let's cry out to Him as leaders. Why cry out to Him? We cry out to Him because He is sovereign. He is almighty. We cry out to Him because He is omnipotent. He is omniscient God. And His power is limited. I know I have some power. I'm the youth secretary of the churches of Rengma Baptist Church Council. I have some power, but my powers are limited. I don't have power with ABCC. If I go to NBCC, my powers are limited just within my small office. As a father, I have an authority, I have a power, but my authority, my power is limited to my small home, my family, my children, and my wife. I cannot go in someone's house and exercise my authority. But God, to whom we should cry out, His authority is limitless. Let's seek to live corandio in His presence and sincerely embrace, boldly engage, truly empower akaze ini, my land, my people. To God be the glory.